play with some colours. One of the things I noted is that while the current edit issue is still on, the brochure is still on, there are some packs that have a beautiful lip treatment with SPF 15 in it, and that's something that I usually pop on first thing in the morning. So if you're going to be outdoors at all, maybe not so important if you work indoors or you're going to be indoors, but that's one way that we can begin with a touch of colour if you prefer the coral colour or the rose. But we always have the neutral lip treatment with the SPF 15. So they're really worth popping on first thing, and that can be the beginning of playing with colour on our lips. We can get various tones, and I think we're all aware that whatever colour we put on our lips, we know it is going to look different on different skin because the lipstick responds or reacts with our skin. And so I know that if I put pinks on, they very quickly look more red than they might look on somebody else. And so I learned to play with lipstick a long time ago, and I like to blend my own colours so that I wear what's comfortable for me, and I can change it with my colours. I want some colours tonight, and they're not our new winter colours, they're more our summer colours, but I've got bits of lavender and bits of pink and bits of gold and so on in the colours that I'm wearing. And so today I went for a slightly more coral look than pink. So the first thing, as I mentioned, would be during the day, lip treatment with SPF in it. But for nighttime or glamping up, we don't need to worry about that. The first step in that case would be one of our beautiful pencils. And so the pencils are one of the first ways that we can do two things. We can form, it shouldn't be a clown look with a harsh outline around our lips, but certainly the bow of our lips, and we can make our lips a little bit fuller, which I like to do at my age, by just going slightly outside the lip line. And then I use the colour to extend over the lips because lipstick stays on better and the colours stay on better if you have a little bit of the lip pencil there. We have our beautiful sharpeners so that if we're demonstrating or playing with colour with other ladies, we can always make sure that we just give it a couple of twists in the sharpener between clients, and that way we know it's quite safe to then use the pencil again. The other thing I always take with me are my little lip brushes, because someone was saying, I think Christy the other night, that if you use cotton buds, somehow the colours seem diluted. But if you use these disposable brushes, and I always have my wipes with me so I can wipe them, but then we can use the palette to play with colour, and I really enjoyed doing that. I still have the first palette with the beautiful silk lipsticks in it, and you can see that one has, you might be able to see that that one has had quite a working over. We've experimented with that a lot. Artists have always mixed colour. So the idea of having a palette has always been used in art, and that's to enable us to play with colour and mix colours to get the desired response. Now, I've often thought that the colours in the palette don't always look the same as they would once the lipstick's on our lips. So again, it's another reason to play with it before people are trying to choose a colour, because we need to know what it's going to look like on our skin. So, for example, today I started with a rose pink and then I put some coral over the top because I wanted to go for a slightly more coral look. I used a coral pencil, I used the rose pink on my lips over that, and then I used coral on top. And that way it wasn't too strong a coral. It was more of a sunset shade, I'd call it. So the pencil, the palette, and mixing colours on the palette, or on our lips from the palette, two ways that we can vary colours with our lipsticks. And then last but not least are the beautiful lightning lip glosses, and I love these. They're very handy. The only time I think I need to remember that they will light up is if I'm at the theatre and I'm going to use it. When the lights go down, it's not a good time to use your lip lightning, but it's great in other contexts. So you can see what you're doing, and again, you can vary the colour. One of the colours that came out in Christmas, I think it was called Rose Blush or Blush Rose, and that's become one of my favourites. I really love that colour because it gives depth to other colours. And it has a beautiful pinky red tone. But we can tone things down. So if we just want a fairly bare, natural look, there is a lip lightening gloss called Bare. We can use it on its own, or we can use it with the pencils. We can use it with our lip treatment. We can use it with our beautiful silk colours. And then, of course, we have another range, which I haven't brought out tonight, but of course, the Artist Intense lipsticks give a matte finish, and some ladies love those. I personally love the silk finish, and so I tend to offer that. Of course, I will always provide whatever people would like. And then over Christmas, there were two colours that you might remember were brought out. One was called Bare Pink and the other was Soft Coral. And they're slightly softer versions. I love the soft coral because it's slightly softer than the coral in the palette. So I use that one quite a lot too. So I'd really urge people to just play with colour. And I know some ladies say, look, I really want my frosted grape or my, what other colours have we had? Aztec bronze. You know, they're two favourites that have been brought back because so many people do want them. And that's fine. But inevitably, the time comes where we can't buy our favourite lipstick. And I think it's rather sad if we've just stuck with one lipstick, because one lipstick is not going to be the best for every season of the year or every colour that we wear. So I really think we can have a lot of fun playing with lip colour. And I'd urge everybody to use those palettes. I've had quite a few of my customers say, can I buy a palette? So lots of my ladies have said, I'd really like to buy the palette so that I can play with colour and change my colours at home. And that's a very effective way to do it. But our lipsticks are on special at the moment. So the beautiful silk finish lipsticks with strong pigmentation are in the book. I'm trying to read the page number. Someone might be able to help me with that. But at $12.90, and Annie, I know that you have a great lipstick drive on at the moment with a lot of your clients and centres that you visit. So we won't get a cheaper price than that. I don't think we'll get a cheaper price than that or a lower price during the year. So it's a great time to pick up a couple of colours and start to play with them in the full size, or to think about buying a palette if you don't already have a palette and playing with the colours with a little brush. And I think, Annette, that they're the main things. The other thing we can finish off with, of course, is the lip oil. Lip oil gives a beautiful glossy finish for those who like a glossy finish, but some prefer a matte finish, in which case the Artist Intent lipsticks might be the best for them. And I haven't actually tried mixing them, so perhaps you might like to comment on that, Annie. Have you mixed them at all?
With the silk creams, did you say?
No, the Artist Intense, the matte finish. I haven't.
No, they're a harder lipstick, so I don't tend to mix them too much either. I don't think they lend themselves as much to mixing colours or blending. We should say probably blending colours as the beautiful palette does. I will wear a Artist Intense under and then a silk cream over if I want to sort of have that extra coverage, but
right.
Excellent.
So Annette, I think they're the main points.
It's lovely to have those palettes though, Janet, isn't it, to be able to mix and match and to be able to combine them. So having those palettes is such a bonus, isn't it? So thanks for that. Our lipsticks are so popular, aren't they?